Hello everyone, it's me, Natalie. Welcome to my channel, Find Joy in the Journey. I'm in my garden shed right now. I'm on a break. I have been out there in the garden since early this morning and I got so much done. I'm very pleased with what I was able to accomplish today. Um, so there were a lot of things in my greenhouse that needed to be planted out. I've had some seedlings and transplants in there for weeks that needed to go out into the garden. So that's what I've been working on today. And that's the reasons why you've been seeing me clear out my raised beds and you've seen me prepare the grow bags and the planters that are out there. Because I was preparing to clean out my greenhouse. If you saw the video where I planted out the lettuce and the red cabbage, that's because they had been sitting in the greenhouse so long they were ready to die. I was rescuing those plants. It was a rescue. So I planted out two varieties of lettuce, Butter Crunch, and the other one is Great Lakes Head Cabbage. Lettuce, I'm sorry. Two varieties of lettuce. It was Great Lakes Head lettuce and Butter Crunch lettuce, and two red cabbages, which was Ruby Perfection cabbages. They were in the greenhouse so long I forgot they were in there. They got pushed to the back and the whole thing was back. They were back there dying. I had to rescue them. So that's what that was all about. So that made me look in the greenhouse to see what was going on in there, and it's like, let's plan out what you got in there, okay? let's get those plants in the garden. Let's get them in the soil. So I planted some things out in two of the raised beds, and the rest went into grow bags, which was cabbage and broccoli in the grow bags, and then I have some cabbage and thyme. I put cabbage and thyme in one of the raised beds. I put more collards in one of the raised beds, and I added some green onion. So, and the thyme is a repellent for insects, and so is the green onion. It's a repellent for pests, put it that way. But I want to take you guys on a quick little look around. It's not going to look perfect because it's going to be these little tiny, scrawny little seedlings. But I'll let you see what I've been doing this morning. Okay, I accomplished a lot. I'm very pleased with what I was able to do. Oh, and I dropped seeds for carrots. So, I mean, I'm just telling you because you're not going to be able to see them. But I did it in a grow bag. My AC just kicked on, so I hope you guys can hear me. But I dropped seeds for Scarlet Mantis carrots in a grow bag. I made sure that the soil had been good and sifted. I added lots of nutrients and compost, sand. I used sand to make a good sandy, loamy soil. And I used a fertilizer that was higher in phosphorus and potassium and lower in nitrogen. Okay, let's see how they turn out this time. I think I did pretty good with my last carrot harvest and the way my carrots grew my last batch of Avantes carrots. I think I did pretty good, but I wanted to try things a little different this time, and I wanted to use a grow bag to see if that makes a difference. So I just wanted to hop on and say hi and let you know what I was doing here in the garden, and I'll let you take a quick look around. And I also want to show you my broccoli crown. It's getting even bigger, and my cabbages, they're forming their heads. So let's go take a little field trip and go out there and see what I was able to accomplish today, you guys. I also up-potted my Brussels sprouts. Okay, let's go take a look. Field trip. All right, you guys. Let's just check out the new things that I've planted out. Now, you saw in a prior video, if you got a chance to see that video, where I quickly planted out, I rescued these two cabbages from the back of my greenhouse. They had been in there so long, I forgot they were in there. So I planted out these 2 red cabbages. I also planted out a few green onion. And over here is lettuce. That is butter crunch lettuce. I've grown it before. I love growing this variety of lettuce. It's a nice full head, beautiful green leaves. Okay, so this is butter crunch. Now those are the old collards. They're kind of skimpy right now because I've harvested off these collards at least 4 times. So, and then I also removed some of the leaves that were yellow, and then they had some aphids on the back of some of the leaves. Most of them I just rinsed off with the hose, the aphids. I rinsed them off with the hose, but some of them, if they were just completely covering the leaf, I just removed that leaf altogether. But for the most part, I just rinsed those aphids off. Just a little FYI, you can do that. If you see where there's aphids on the plants, you can just take the leaves with a hose and you just squirt them and wash the aphids right off. Okay, and then of course you, let me see, I see something right here. Okay, this is what I'm referring to. You see that? All right. Like if it's a little leaf like that, I just go ahead and remove that. But the bigger leaves, I wanted to keep those leaves, so I sprayed those off. And if I saw any aphids anywhere else, I used the hose and I just sprayed it off. But the new is this part. I planted more collards right here. There's at least, let's see, these leaves are kind of covering it, but I have some green onion. And I have at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7. I have 7 more Georgia collard plants that I planted right here at the edge of this raised bed. I'm trying to back up so you can see the whole thing. It's in this L-shaped raised bed here. So on this side, we're going to have collards. We already have the existing collards right here in the middle. Then we're going to have our lettuce. This is butter crunch, and the cabbages right here at the end. And all of this, these are good companion plants. Okay. You saw my my cauliflower. But next to it, I did plant out a variety of lettuce called Great Lakes Head. I'll let you look at the tag. It's not something I started from seed. I did buy transplants. But they were in the back of the greenhouse, and they were on their last leg. But I have a feeling I can get them to bring them back to life. Now that they're in, I just planted them out yesterday. So now that they're in the soil and they're being fertilized and watered and all those good nutrients that's in the soil, hopefully they will bounce back. If not, hey, that's okay. I can use that space for something else. But I have some green onion in there also. Just quickly, since I'm over here, the broccoli plants that are over here, this is Destiny broccoli. I went in there and I cleaned up the bed. There was a lot of grass growing up. Like for instance, you see this here? They had grass like this. And I would just pull it up. They had grass like that, but it was all under my broccoli. And I went in there and I just pulled up all that grass and weeds. And then I also removed, like here's one here. I'll remove this. Okay. Like the yellowing leaves that's on the bottom. So I just kind of cleaned it up. I cleaned up the bed. I removed the yellowing leaves. I removed the grass. I did the same thing to this Cheers cabbage that's right over here. I've been removing those lower leaves that is touching the soil. Okay, but those cabbages are doing fine. This is Cheers. Doing pretty good. All right. I know I'm supposed to focus on the new, but there's some eggplants on here. Look at that. That need to be harvested. Look at that. That little leaf. There's another one down there on the ground. It's so heavy, the branch is hanging low to the ground. So the eggplants are doing so well. My first time growing eggplants. Over here in this raised bed, in this raised bed, I planted out 3 Cheers cabbage. They're spaced apart, 12 inches apart. You can go more than that. You can go even up to 18 inches apart. But I think 12 to 14 is enough. Okay? So, being that I am planting in or growing in a small space, I have raised beds, I'm using planters, things like that, grow bags, but it's a small space. I don't have the room to plant 18 inches apart. Okay? So, I try to do at least 14, 12 to 14 inches apart, but they need the room to grow. So I did measure them out. So this is 3 Cheers cabbage, and I have my little green onion. Right in the middle, I put some French thyme. That's going to repel pest. So the French thyme is in the middle, and then I did drop more seeds for peas on either side. And then I have the existing plants where my peas are growing right there. You see that? I'm actually going to be able to have peas, y'all. The last time I tried to grow peas, it didn't work out. Okay? It didn't work out. Let's see. I'm trying to show you the new. So let's go over here to the grow bags real quick. Just a second. Trying to do it gently so it won't have shaky cam. Okay, so what I was doing, these grow bags over here where I was growing my bell peppers, I removed all the mulch, pulled out uprooted those plants, and I reworked these bags. I'm doing them like 2 or 3 at a time until I get it done. So I'll rework a bag. What I mean by that is I literally take the soil out of it. I sift it if I have to. I remove all the big pieces of wood or mulch or whatever. I try to get a lot of that root ball out of there. Some people just let it stay in there. I let a lot of it stay in there, but for the most part, I try to take large pieces of root out of the soil. I want a clean slate. I want the soil workable and soft and ready to for the next plant, for its roots to expand in that bag. So I try to take out, that's just me, that's what I like to do. I like to start over fresh. So I literally will take the soil out of the bag, sift it, and then place it back in the bag, and then I add the amendments. I add more perlite, vermiculite. I add a slow release fertilizer, a good one that has all those micronutrients in there. I've been favoring Fertilome. It has lots of good micronutrients that's perfect for brassicas because it has things like boron and manganese, I believe it's called. And there's lots of good essential micronutrients. For your root vegetables, you're going to use something that is low in nitrogen and high in phosphorus and potassium. For your leafy greens, like your cabbages and all of that, your mustards, your collards, all of that, you want something that's high in nitrogen. You want phosphorus, you want potassium, but that first number, the nitrogen, that's perfect. A high number there is great for your leafy greens. But for your root vegetables, that's when you want something that is higher in phosphorus and potassium. So I will switch up which fertilizer I use. Like for instance, I did drop seeds for carrots. I'll let you see over in this grow bag. I'm going to move it. I just placed it over here. I put the cardboard over it because that's how I germinate my carrot seeds. After I drop the seeds, and you cover it lightly with some really light soil. You don't want to go too deep with carrot seeds. And then I place and I water it in. I place the cardboard over it, and then I weigh it down with something, weight it down. And that cardboard is going to help retain that moisture. Those carrot seeds cannot become dry because they will not germinate. So the cardboard is to let the moisture stay up under that cardboard. And what I'll do in about a week or so, I will remove the cardboard. I keep it moist. I keep it watered, keep it moist. But after about a week or so, I can check to see if the seeds are germinating. Okay, but with these carrots, I made sure that that soil was good and sifted. No big pieces in this soil whatsoever. None whatsoever. And also I added sand to the soil. So it's good, loose, loamy, sandy soil. So let's see how my carrots turn out. And also I'm growing in a grow bag. So that's different. I've never grew carrots in a grow bag before. I've done a container or a planter, and I've also grew them in the raised bed. So this will be my first time growing in a grow bag, and we'll see how if the grow bag is better. I realized that growing potatoes, like sweet potatoes and your regular potatoes, I wouldn't grow them any other way. I love growing my potatoes in grow bags. So let's see if it's the same for the carrots. Let's see how I do with growing carrots in a grow bag. Okay, here's some bags that I've already worked, and I have planted out more broccoli, more Cheers cabbage, Destiny broccoli, more Green Magic broccoli. Now I want to show you something. You see how big those plants are? That was in my greenhouse. That big old plant. Matter of fact, I had to take off some of the lower leaves. That was in my greenhouse. That's how big they had been in there so long. That's how big they got. And I'm just now planting them out. I'll be ashamed of myself, but that's okay. Hey, I had to clear the space, right? That's that. You know, I think we're all experiencing the same thing. We have things that we're ready to plant out, but we have to make room for it. So we're having to clear out our raised beds. We're having to clear out our planters. We're having to clear out our grow bags to make room for the new. We're removing our spring summer crops, and we're planting our fall crops. And sometimes you don't have the space for it. So your seedlings may sit in the greenhouse for a while until you have the space. Well, that's what I'm doing. That's what I've been working on today, you guys. And if I can only do a few bags at a time, that's fine with me. Hey, that's 5 bags ready to go. Done. I have more over here. I have more to plant out. So, but each bag, I may do what? 4 more tomorrow. Okay? 4 more tomorrow, then 4 more the next day until I have them all done. Okay? And I still have to go ahead and get my garlic ready for planting. There's a process for that. And when the time comes, I will show you what I do, how I plant out my garlic. The potatoes, it's time for me to plant more potatoes. So some of these grow bags, the larger ones, will be used for that. Like for instance, that one there, that's going to be used for potatoes. And then these planters over here, I'm thinking I'm going to place my garlic in these planters. Okay. All right, so that's what I've been doing, you guys. And I am very pleased with what I was able to accomplish today. Look, you can see my little materials over there where I was sifting. See, that's all that hard, lumpy stuff that I sifted out of those grow bags. You see, I got this small little colander too. I use anything I can get my hands on to sift. Any type of basket that has those little fine holes in it, I use it as a sifter. Okay. All right, let me show you something real quick. But wait a minute, I see something. Look at this. I know I showed you. Let's look at it again. Look at those eggplants. I'm fascinated by it. I cannot believe. Look, from this angle, you can see all of the eggplants. That is wow. It's like a forest of eggplants. Do you see that? Oh, I am just too fascinated. Okay. I just had to take one more look. All right, guys. Let's go over here. Last thing I'm going to show you. Ooh, wait. There's another. I'm sorry. There's another eggplant over here that is just, I didn't even realize. Look at this big one here. Look. You see it? Look at the size of that one. Yep. The eggplants. When we talk about success stories and your fails, my success story are these eggplants. This is my first time growing eggplants, and I am absolutely amazed. I did great with the yellow squash too. but I finally uprooted them because after a while the plant kind of plays out and the squash was coming out kind of strange looking. But before, the plant became older, when they were first growing, I would harvest baskets of yellow straight neck squash. I have so many, I was giving them away. And with the eggplant, I know someone who loves eggplants. I'll give her a bag of them. But I can't believe that this is in my garden. This is in my yard. When I go to the grocery store and I see the eggplants and I see the squash, I look at the quality of their eggplants and their squash and their cucumbers and all of that, and the lettuce, things that I am actually growing in my backyard. And I'm going through the produce section. Some of it is extremely impressive. I don't know who their buyers are, but I went into one grocery store and good Lord, the potatoes, the tomatoes, the cucumbers, the peppers. As soon as you walk in, the produce section, they have them all lined up. It's beautiful. And I'm like, man, I can only hope to grow fruits and vegetables like that. But I have to admit, my eggplants and my squash looked way better than what I saw in the grocery store. And I am proud to say that and happy to say that my eggplants and my squash are grocery store ready. Okay, you guys, one last thing before we sign off. Before I sign off, let's take another look at that broccoli crown. It's getting bigger, y'all. It's almost time. I say in another week or so, that's going to be ready to harvest. Now, remember I explained to you guys about the broccoli crown. The plant consists of the stem, the main stem, and several branches and leaves, right? And it grows a main crown that's directly in the middle on the main stem. Once you harvest that main crown, that triggers to the plant to start producing side shoots. So after you get that first really large crown in the middle, then after that the plant's going to start having side shoots, and you can enjoy another harvest of side shoots long after you've harvested that main crown. But this is my Green Magic broccoli. Right now that's the only crown I see. Here's another. So this one, it's much bigger now. You can see it. Let's look at this one. Let's see. It's there. There you go. There's another one. So those are the main crowns. So my Green Magic is doing its thing. That stem looks good and strong too. Let's look down there. That's the main stem right there. Nice strong main stem. I'm paying attention to it to make sure that, remember I talked to you about the boron deficiency. And last season I did have some broccoli that had that boron deficiency. But the fertilizer I'm using has boron in it. It's one of the ingredients. But also I used a foliar spray. I used borax. And I made a boron foliar spray, and I would spray the plant. I did that 3 times. That's all you have to do. But also the fertilizer that I used also had boron as one of the ingredients. So I was very happy to see that. My cabbages, you guys, these are my Cheers cabbage. And these are the Ruby Perfection cabbage. Okay, I can get this little leaf down here. Okay. There's some more over there. I need to grab those. I say that every time and then I never do. So I'm going to go over there and get them. But let's see here. I see another leaf that can go. Yeah. But for the most part, it looks like it's attacking this cabbage the most. Look, y'all see my little onions? Those are onion sets. I'm going to try to grow onions again. I'm also going to try growing from seed. It takes a really long time from seed, but I'm going to drop seeds for that pretty quick. Okay. But I also got some onion sets. Okay. Let's see here. I want to say this is the largest head right here. Okay. While I'm over here, let me grab this leaf. I keep talking about it. I'm going to move it. So let's move it now. Okay. So that's my Ruby Perfection. All right. Okay, you guys. I just wanted to share with you what I was able to accomplish today. I'm going to harvest my eggplants. Oh gosh, I'm going to harvest those eggplants. I wanted to take a quick look in the greenhouse real quick too before I sign off. But I just wanted to share with you what I was able to accomplish today. Every day I do a little bit here and there until it's all done. And it's going to get to a point where after I've finished planting out everything that I wanted to plant out, then I can just sit back and watch it grow. And my husband and I were just talking, and he was telling me that the cold weather is just around the corner. It's really going to feel like fall in the next couple of weeks, and I can't wait. I don't like being cold, but I welcome the cooler temperatures. After a long hot summer, I do welcome the cooler temperatures. And then also the cooler weather makes it feel, I don't know, it's a cozy feeling coming into autumn, like November, December, and then you have the holidays coming up. It just feels so good to have that cooler weather while you're planning your Thanksgiving dinner and while you're decorating your house for Christmas holidays. I just love the cool weather for that reason, but I cannot stand being cold. Okay. All right, guys, let's look in the greenhouse real quick. Let's just see what's going on in here. I still have to plant out some of my marigolds and the mint. There's more Destiny broccoli that needs to be planted out. That's more green magic. And here are my Brussels sprouts. These were up potted. Okay, they were in these little tiny cups, but now they have been up potted to these are little nursery cups or that I keep after I use the transplant that I purchased. I keep those little cups and I reuse them. I repurpose them. So I just up potted my Brussels sprouts and put them in the larger container. Okay. Got some rosemary down there, some more thyme, a few more lettuces that need to go out. That needs to go out, and that is a bistro salad blend that needs to go out over there next to the marigolds. Okay. All right, guys. Well, that's it for now. I am glad you guys decided to tune in today and see what was going on in the Joy Garden. Thank you guys, and welcome to my new subscribers. Okay, thank you for tuning in. I will see you guys later. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Bye now. My lemons. Yep. And there's more lemons on the way. Nice. All right, you guys.